For the last 500 days, every single night, without fail, I have written something down. And I didn't realize it at the time or even when I had started, but it completely changed my life. Not only on a personal level, but as a dad and as a husband. When I was first getting sober, I needed something at night that would get me out of my own head. I needed to replace the void that quitting alcohol had left me with. And I needed something that would quiet all the noise that was going on in my brain. I really just needed somewhere to process all of my thoughts and to track my progress, and also check in with myself mentally on a daily basis. Because at this point, everything felt extremely chaotic and I had no idea what was going on in my life or where it was even headed at this point. So I bought one of these and I started writing. I figured I would just write about my day, how I felt, where my emotions were, both the highs and the lows, and how I was handling and going about this newfound sobriety after about a 10-year struggle with alcohol. I was honestly just trying to make sense of anything and everything I could. Now at this time, me and my wife were separated because of my drinking and all of the bullshit that went along with it. I had actually packed up a few things and moved back into my mom's house while we tried to sort everything out. And needless to say, it was extremely hard and extremely painful on not only myself, but also her. Oh yeah, and we had my first daughter, who at this point was almost about a year and a half. Now obviously she was too young to know what was going on, but I distinctly remember my wife telling me that she would ask where daddy was when she would go to bed. And this absolutely ate me alive. It just crushed me. So I didn't get to see either one of them every single day, which really ripped me apart, especially knowing that it was my fault. Next to losing my dad 5 or 6 years ago, this was without a doubt the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But I still wanted a way to feel like I was talking to them every single night. So what did I do? I picked up 2 of these and I began writing to them every single night, each individually. I would just write to them about my day. Obviously, they were both in different tones and they both had different messages, one to my wife, one to my daughter. But I would just recap my day and how much I missed them, how much I loved them, and how sorry I was for everything that had happened and was still happening. Basically, everything that I wish I could have been telling them in person. And very quickly after that, I made a decision. I was going to do this every single night. It didn't matter if I was tired. It didn't matter what my day looked like. At the end of every day, I picked up a pen and I picked up a notebook and I wrote. And even when me and my wife eventually got back together and smoothed things over, I didn't stop. At the time, and even still now, I never wrote anything crazy, no essays or anything like that, just like a paragraph or so, just going over the day, the highlights, the lowlights, just what we did that day. And it eventually got to the point where it wasn't just something I did anymore. It became something that I truly valued and was starting to play a pivotal role in my life. And since then, I have never missed a day. I have taken these notebooks on vacations. I've taken them on business trips when I've been out of town. I just throw them in my bag and they come along with me. They're essentially a part of me at this point. I even took them to the hospital when my wife was in labor with our new daughter, and the day she was born, I started one for her. And on the very rare nights that I do miss one, I will go back the next day and write 2 just to make up for it, and that so there's no day that's been missed. Because for me, missing one day just turns into missing 2 days and 3 days and so forth and so on. And I'm just not going to let that happen. Like staying sober, this has become a non-negotiable part of my life. And one aspect that I am extremely intentional about is that even though my handwriting is pretty terrible, it has to be handwritten. No notes app, no typing things out, none of that. I did try those things at one point, but it just didn't feel the same. It felt cheap and it just didn't feel right. It felt more transactional rather than something truly personal. So every night, every single letter is my handwriting. It's my actual pen to the paper. See, because one day I know that they're gonna have these things, and I don't want it to feel like something that's printed out or something that's in an email folder or on some sort of hard drive for them. I want it to feel like it came directly from me. But the craziest part about all of this, and the part I never really thought about when I started to do it, was how this affects my everyday, my day-to-day process, what I do during the day. Because I know that no matter what I'm gonna write at the end of the night, I started to pay so much more attention during the day. Like with my daughter, now daughters, and my wife, I'm not just there. I'm thinking and paying attention to all of the small little moments that make up our day. So this has forced me to, when I sit down to write at night, I'm actually replaying the day, and not just in like a blur, but like what we actually did. What were the moments that mattered? What made us laugh? Were there any big milestones that the girls reached today? All stuff that, had it not been for this, I probably would have honestly completely forgotten about. And over time, this has just flat out changed me. Like I said, both as a dad and as a husband. It's made me more present. It's made me more intentional and just more aware of how I'm showing up for all three of my girls each and every day. And the harsh truth is, there's gonna be a day where I'm no longer around anymore, but they're gonna have these. They'll be able to open up to any page and see what I was thinking and what our life looked like on a random Tuesday in the middle of August of any given year. And hopefully they'll be able to see how much I love them and how much I was showing up for them every single day. So see, I started journaling because I needed something to ground me in the beginning of my sobriety. What I didn't realize though is that not only was I creating a new habit for myself, but I was also creating something that hopefully will last them forever. And that means absolutely everything to me. It changed my life.